Hi guys, Brett here from Hearns Hobbies.
And I'm BJ.
And today we are going to start our build on the Team Yokomo RS1.0.
And I'm excited.
And what is an RS1.0?
Rookie Speed.
Rookie Speed. So this is an entry-level 1/10 on-roader. I want to say touring car, but you could probably drift with it. You can bash in the car park with it. You can take it racing. That's what we're going to do.
That's it.
So I'd like to go ahead and we're going to build this kit and see what it's all about.
Well, we're going to use it this weekend. So, well, it depends on when you're watching this video, obviously.
Nobody will be watching this by the time it's done.
But the idea is we're building this for a race that's coming up in a few days' time.
So you will see all about it before this video is even released. Look at this. What have we got here, Beach? Can I have a look on the overhead?
Some
Stickers.
Got a bunch of stickers. We've got a little ticket to Scuba RC Arena. If we're in Japan, we can go there and race around. We've got
every time you say scuba, I just think of underwater activities. I don't get.
This one's got a T in it, so if you pronounce it, it's like Taguba.
Taguba?
Taguba.
Or scuba?
Scuba. You say it really quick. It's almost silent.
That's scuba.
What do you got there? You got a chassis plate.
I'm an uncultured swine. I say scuba.
Do you now? So, being a rookie car, it's meant to be like a beginner's type, right?
Let's zoom right in. Let's see what it is. What's it made of?
This is made of fiberglass.
FRP.
That's it.
Fiber reinforced
plastic.
But so it is layered.
It's layered and it's actually quite stiff.
And it is like carbon fiber in construction, as it's layer and epoxy and layer and epoxy.
Yes.
Obviously it's not as fancy as carbon.
No. So it is a cheaper material. It has a little bit more flex, I guess.
And that's why they made it. It's going to be more resilient. It's going to crash better.
But it is stiffer than, say, circuit board, which I guess a lot of people are familiar with.
Oh, it's definitely not circuit board. And have a look how well it's machined. It is beautifully finished.
It is.
Bag 10.
All countersunk on this side.
Well, the first thing that I want to do, we're not going to do an unboxing. We've done that already.
Yeah, so what are we going to do?
Let's open the instructions and tell me what I need to do.
All right, let's get into it.
Because we're going to go building.
Right, so we're going to go the tools that we need. We've got that already here.
Build ourselves. I've got 9 steps finest, which is no surprise.
So we start off with preparing all the chassis and the bulkheads.
Now I have
bag 1 we need and bag 2.
I have been in here fingering this, so let's see what's missing from the bags.
Oh, we have been chopping it up and looking, haven't we?
So bag 2.
Bag 2's got the bulkheads.
Yeah, I'm missing a motor mount. It's not a surprise.
Oh,
we've got a sneaky little project for this, haven't we? That's why we had the motor mount out.
That's right. All right, so you got your bulkheads here.
Got bulkheads. Got bulkhead caps. Yeah. You do the reading. And what's that? What's in here?
So we've got fronts and rears. I'm just making sure there's lefts and rights. Okay,
we also need a suspension block, is that right? Well, this will do it.
Yep, bag 1.
Yeah.
You got a chop there?
Oh, I've got 9 steps finest.
Excellent.
Why, of course.
Oh, you got the cap on it too.
Well,
that's because
I'm all about
safety.
I'm all about safety, you know me. You haven't really built and loved your RC car unless it's made you bleed.
That is true, isn't it?
And
it definitely makes it memorable.
Bit of DNA, bit of race DNA in there, I call it.
Quite literally. All right, so we got a block there. We got a bell crank posts that are in there, are we?
It's like those old movies when they used to be like Blood Brothers.
Oh,
no, that you cut
blood oaths
yourself
and stuff.
Yeah, that's right. That's
all right, so here's the front end we got.
Who's
the
going to be the first one that's going to bleed?
Right.
Oh, well, I am if I don't get that knife back. I'm going to rip my hand off.
Oh, really?
Let's have that. Yeah, I'm trying to do something completely inappropriate.
There you go.
Which
all
is
right, so
unlike
here's
me.
the top section because that's smooth. The countersunk is the bottom. So we want it like this. And then we want the front bulkheads.
Not if I'm driving it.
These are the front ones.
The bottom side will be facing up.
And the side's different. So this one's been, I guess it's got voids in it, and this side is smooth. So the smooth side is where we want it facing the inside of the gearbox. So we want this like this.
All right, so what are you starting
this
with?
One here.
Starting with the...
Well, it should start with this, shouldn't we? We're doing the bell crank posts.
Oh, you know what I don't have?
What do you have?
I don't have nippers. I threw my second favourite nippers in the bin.
Did you?
See if I'm onto my third favourite one. Oh, these ones look okay.
I need these washers to space up these bell crank posts. There's a 1/2 mil and a 1 mil.
Are they even under each one?
Yes.
I do like
one of each.
I do like the fact that they've actually included plastic washers.
I need 3x8 countersunks.
Yeah, you just hold on a second. Yeah, you can tidy these up, and you get me.
What do you mean tidy them up? What am I tidying?
It's got dags on it and stuff.
Oh.
I'll get on to doing a bit of hand wrenching. So I need the front of the chassis. Yeah?
Yeah.
3x8s. There's a lot of 3x8s in this.
Well, it makes it simple, doesn't it?
Whereas the more focused cars, can I refer to it as a focused car? Now
There we go.
the bell post, the steering posts are in fact alloy.
Mm.
So I'm going to actually,
You
I'm not sure if the instructions call for it, but
Here's some Loctite.
I've got a little bit of blue Loctite, some not semi-permanent, it's going to be permanent. And there's 1.5 mil under each one, is there?
Mm.
Is that what you're saying?
There is indeed. If you want to do it exactly per the menu, the manual.
The menu?
The
You're
menu,
hungry?
I am hungry.
Hey?
So the 0.5 mil goes on the chassis and then the 1 mil.
Goes
But it doesn't
under the
matter really.
post.
They're all both the same length.
Well, are you building it by the book? Or you can't just go willy-nilly.
Why not?
I know
Can't we do one the other way around?
Oh, you're loose.
See what happens?
You're loose.
Play around with the setup.
Well, it's all well and good till we snap the front off it anyway.
Oh, that's not going to happen.
You have to ask Steve.
He's know all about that.
Hey, he's good at snapping chassis. Steven, chassis snapper.
Alright, so this bell crank posts are exactly the same. I really got a frog in my throat.
Well, they're sort of the same. There's one left and one right.
They look the same.
Well, they were the same.
Alright, so now I'll prepare the steering
Here's
or the
something I
suspension
prepared
block.
earlier.
So it needs to go this way around.
Now, the reason that I use Loctite on there is because it's fibre reinforced plastic, or in fact carbon fibre. You actually don't want to over torque the screws into the composite.
No.
Because you can break it.
Yes.
Just from being a Neanderthal and over tightening it.
That's right.
How do
Alright,
I
here
know?
we go. You got RF, so that'll be for rear front.
And this is plastic, so you won't be using any Loctite here.
No. So that'll screw straight in and it won't work loose.
And this is-
So again, 3x8s.
This looks very BD9 geometry, which
Does
I
it?
really like about this car. All very familiar stuff, isn't it?
That's the front. It needs to go on the back.
Oh, on the back one, sorry.
Back, 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 back.
Bok, 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 bok.
So, yeah, the most forward holes.
Forward holes.
Yep, that's it.
This one,
Yeah.
like this.
Yep.
It's a bit nerve-wracking
Why is it
because
nerve-wracking?
I feel like you're judging me.
Oh,
Are you
not much-
judging me?
Not any different to normally. It's going together quite easily, isn't it?
Well, it is a rookie speed. It is aimed at rookies. And I think the main thing that I'll be looking for in this kit is the ease of how it goes together, how little hand finishing we actually have to do.
It's really important that where you're doing it up now that you don't over tighten it as well, right?
Yeah, well, you notice I
You don't
did
wanna
one
strip
up
this out.
and like it's still loose. So, and being all plastic, but it is not like the plastic that
Still feels
Tupperware.
firm?
Very firm.
Okay, so it's got quite a bit
And
of
then
glass in it.
So what I'll do is I'll do it up and then undo it. Do it
Yeah.
up and then undo it.
Yep.
Just at the end point. To make sure that it is in fact done it. Look at that.
That's step one of,
We've done something.
step one completed.
Step one of step one.
Okay, bulkhead time.
Front or rear?
I might as well do, well, you got the front facing you, so let's do the front. Here you go. So you got the smooth sides, which would be on the,
On the inside.
On the inside?
On the inside.
yeah, the smooth sides are on
Really?
the inside.
And the sway bar mounts on the front.
Sway bar mounts are on the front.
All right. And that'd be that little hole I'm tipping.
I'd say so.
Now these threads are tight,
Tight?
which is good. They're very positive. Now there is locating dowel for these bulkheads.
Okay, so you can't get that wrong.
Now I wouldn't recommend anybody build this kit with an electric screwdriver.
No, not at all.
It's not
the
that
plastic.
tight. Look, I'm just using my thumb and forefinger,
Forefinger?
index finger.
So you got four fingers, right? Because you got a thumb.
That's right.
All right, so you're doing your your classic undo and redo.
Just at the end, just to make sure that it's seated nicely.
So the smooth part will be facing on the inside of those bulkheads, so you don't get any stones trapped at all.
Well, I'd like to think so. And in the belts.
That's right. I mean, you're really unlucky to get a stone in there, but if one flies in there, hopefully it'll be deflected quite quickly.
Oh, you'll be going too fast. You're going to debut this car. Are you going to paint it in the studio?
I don't know. Depends. Depends how much time we have.
Oh, we don't got no time.
Oh, well, we've got no time, right? We're
No,
only a
we've
few
got no
days.
time.
Yep. Let's get into it. All right, so everything from the bottom of this is 3x8
Yep.
countersunks.
Which is good because all the screws are step by step in the bags. Are we doing rear bulkheads too?
Yes. So bulkheads and engine mount.
Sway bar mount to the back
Sway bar mount to the back
and smooth bit on the inside.
on the inside.
Okay. 3x8s. I feel we're getting somewhere.
We are. So the manuals are quite good.
Hey Manuel,
That's it.
I can't
So
see
think
any
we'll-
Spanish there.
Yeah. So very much like the RO build we did recently. So over here we've actually got full size diagrams of the parts, well, the screws anyway. You've got pictures of the bulkheads just so you can understand the alignment of them. But pretty handy. That's very much a Tamiya thing they started doing decades ago. But all the rest of the instructions are quite easy to follow.
How good are they?
Well, next bit is the diff.
Yeah, diffs usually.
We get straight into the
Because
transmission.
when you do a build, you usually start from the middle and work your way out.
Yes.
And the diffs and the gearboxes are usually, funnily enough, in the middle of the car, aren't they? Or the middle of the gearbox.
I don't think it's that funny.
Well, comical.
Comical.
That gearbox was built.
Imagine having the like transmissions on the side just be different.
Why not? Shoemaker probably did it. No? They would have thought, how do we take something? They're like the Citroen of the RC car world.
Aren't they? And they've never deviated.
No. How do we take something really simple and make it really awkward?
That's right. And look like it doesn't belong.
But it still works.
That's right.
Belt drive Pro Cat now, and I think they got it right somewhere along the road.
I miss my boss cat.
It misses you.
I'm sure it does. I don't know where it is now.
Bottom of the Yarra.
Maybe. With all the bikes and all the
Scooters.
scooters. That's where they belong.
What about all the lipos? How many lipos do you reckon are in the Yarra now?
A lot. They'll all be fine though because they've been in the water. They've been deactivated.
Brackish water, yeah?
Brackish.
Yeah, a little bit.
Six-eyed fish and all sorts of things in there.
I'm going to do the motor mount, yeah?
Yes. So 2 screws on both sides. So that's rock solid down, isn't it? That's not moving anywhere.
Well, it will. It's going to go somewhere. Where does it go?
So you're going to do, make sure you fully Loctite it. Okay, so you've got the...
There.
Oh, you worked it out?
Yep. And it goes, yep, that's exactly what I thought. Now it is alloy, hard anodized alloy. So I've got a little bit of Loctite in there so I don't have to torque it up into... And it's not like the red industrial Loctite. This is the XTR one. And
So it helps it
really
stay
designed
tight
for...
without being
Yes,
permanent.
so you don't have to wreck your tools and over tighten things. And I've just got some on the mat. Just put like 2 threads in it.
Because it just goes spread out as you screw it in anyway.
Yeah. And the reason you don't want to put it near your plastic parts is because it can actually be corrosive and damage plastic. There's only one that I know of, and it's the Tamiya green one, isn't it? And it's like chewing gum.
That starts skinning up really quick. You got to work fast with that.
Does it? I've never used it. I can't say
Classic.
I've ever used it. Hence why,
sometimes you
hence
put
why
it
the
away.
back wheels of my frog are about to fall apart.
Maybe. When you put it away and you come back, because it's like a small...
It's like rubber.
Well, the tube itself. There we go. We've got what looks like a car. All right, let's get into the transmission. Okay, so this is fitted with gear diffs, front and rear.
Gear diffs.
Gear diffs. And they're
gonna
fully
need a bag.
sealed gear diffs.
Or.
But we're going to build it as per the manual, and we're just going to lightly grease the gears. And we'll drive it, and then we'll tune it from there.
Let it be known and broadcast forever that I think we should put 3,000 in the rear and 300,000k in the front.
That makes sense.
Let's just see where we end up. Your best case scenario is we never touch it. No?
Well, that's right. That's right.
Now, these are all new diff cases in my eye.
So what have we got here?
And all I can do is compare them to Yokomo's since the BD9. Now, have I told you how much I love this pit mat?
No.
Absolutely love it.
You have. You said it many times.
I wish we had an orange one. What's wrong? Don't go silent. Silent Bob. You could have done this while I was doing that.
I could have, but I didn't, did I?
No. What have you got?
I'm trying to work out the order of the O-rings here. Okay, so I've got a shim. We've probably got a shim and an O-ring. And then we've got a cross... hang on. And then we've got another O-ring. And then a large washer. And then the cross pin.
I'll show you. I will show you the way.
Show me the way.
Now this little O-ring, show me the
So there's a washer on the end, yeah? So that washer would be the shim.
That'll be the shim.
Yeah. So the 5mm shim here, small.
There's two, isn't it? Is that two?
No, there'll be an O-ring on the other end, I reckon.
No.
That's an O-ring.
Where?
Right there. Because it'll fit in this recess.
Oh, does it have a recess in there? There you go.
So it'll be double O-ring.
Oh, you know what we need? We need rubber dubber grease.
Yeah, it would be good to have some like slimy grease, wouldn't it?
We need some rub grease.
Because they're going to rotate.
Well, they're definitely going to rotate. I'm going to have to go see Nan.
All right.
You get to putting that together.
I'll start putting these things in order, I think.
I'm going to go see Nan about some rubber grease.
Let me open this up. Get all these things out. I'll just stick them in the middle of the table there. All right, 6 bearings. Bearing supports. All right, so I've got our
Nan, where's my grease? Ah, you've been using it in the cookies. Come on. Thanks, Nan.
Oh, these outdrives are alloy.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a Rookie Speed entry level top shelf. Look what I've got here.
Oh, you got the goop.
Blue Gem.
So, where's these shims?
What?
These ones here?
Yeah. So these will go on the inside.
So I've got a shim here first, the thin shims. Put that on each one of these. Shimmage. And then we've got an O-ring that goes over each one.
Now what I like to do with the O-rings.
How many different O-rings are there? There's 2 different O-rings.
There's
All right, so the small one would go here, and the fat one goes on the inside, I would say. Do you agree?
I am led to believe yes. Well, that's what the current cars have.
So these ones here.
Now, the way that we're building these diffs, we actually don't need these O-rings. But
no,
I want
we'll
to
keep
be able
them in
to,
there.
I want to be able to service it and put oils in at the track if we need to.
Yes.
And the biggest problem that we're faced with is the fact that we aren't in fact using oil. So these O-rings can potentially really suffer because they'll be running dry.
Oh, these are gooed up?
They're gooed up.
They're gooed up? All right, so I'm going to chuck those on
I've
here
made
now.
quite the mess, as usual. Just don't bring me any donuts.
I'm surprised that these are alloy. Because I would think a cheaper car would normally have them as steel. Because it's a cheaper material.
Yeah, but this is Yokomo. They do things properly, mate. Not that stuff, not those stuff you're used to. What are you doing?
I'm pinching your raggage.
That's Nan's.
Is it? Yeah, let me chuck it here. We're going to share it there. All right, so this goes, these go through.
Touch it off your lap. Yeah, so then usually we have an O-ring. Then we have a big flat washer. Then we have a pin.
Yes, that is correct. How do you normally get your O-rings into the deep spots here?
You can push them with get your 5.5mm or 7mm driver.
Oh, okay, yes.
When the washer's on.
Yes.
And usually just press it into position.
I'm doing the reach around.
Yeah, it's that time.
It's not the first time I've done a reach around, is it?
I wouldn't know.
Oh, really?
No, don't put me in that. Don't play that card. I feel you're setting me up here.
I'm not setting you up at all.
I feel I'm being set up.
No, not at all. I don't set you up. What are you talking about? All right, so the big O-ring's on. So we're just going to use this duvlac here to push them down.
Yep. Make sure it's nice and clean.
Let's clean this thing.
Yeah.
Oh, too late now.
If you've had dirty wheel nuts and you're just going to put all grit in there, that's all right.
Help it run in.
Can I have a womp on this one?
There you go. So.
Womp. See?
Does that feel good?
Yeah. So it's called a womp.
So it is a bit tricky here, isn't it?
Not really.
Let's get that in there. Oh no, it's on. It's on. It's on. Okay, so that one's on. All right, so you're just doing the cross pin.
Yeah.
I'm just dropping in these big washers. There you go. They're going to be a bit trickier. All right, so from here, I'm going to put on the bevels. So these gears are all plastic, which is nice, because these are an option part, aren't they, normally? The plastic gears are lightweight gears.
Yeah. Generally for high-powered touring cars, we use plastic.
So let's just check where the flat is there. There we go, it's on.
It's on?
It's on. The same here. It's on.
Have I told you how much I love these?
The pliers?
Yeah.
They're your favourite, aren't they? I actually had those at home and you requested them back, so now I've got the bent ones at home. I don't mind using the bent ones. Yeah, the young ones got an angle.
Ah!
How's that? Is it good?
You'll see how invaluable these come across when we get to do the shocks and put the E-clips on and stuff.
Oh, really? Well, you seem to be having not much of a problem getting those in.
Well,
not much of a problem.
Don't jinx me.
Let me get the cross shafts here, and I'll start putting in the spider gears. Do you still call these spider gears? I started calling these things spider gears since the earlier days of Tamiya, but they may be called different things. Small bevels? What do you call them?
Yeah, bevels.
Little tiny bevels? Now I've got the diff gaskets here too. So there's that sort of fibre gasket material. Do you put anything on those?
Yeah, usually I put a smear of grease.
Smearage of greaseage.
Yeah, and that can even be Vaseline or something like that.
So
the reason I do that is just to make it usable for when you take it apart.
Yeah.
Otherwise it can meld itself to the diff and then you pull it apart and tear the gasket.
Yes.
So it saves that tearage.
Tearage. So do you want to gear any of these bevels now, or do you want just assemble it and then grease it later?
What's that?
These things.
I would just put some in where the cross pins have got to go.
Do you want anything on the shaft at the moment?
Where is our grease?
The grease, it's in one of those things, isn't it? Probably want to grease the shafts, do you? For the inside of the bevels? Or you don't want to worry about that?
It will throw around. I've seen you drive, it's going to throw around everywhere.
It's going to go everywhere. It's going to be all around the edges. Oh, okay. This is very molly looking stuff, isn't it?
It is very molly looking stuff. I don't actually really... I was looking for my white grease.
Oh, do you want to use this? Let's just use this.
Yeah, we use this. It's what's in the kit.
Yeah.
So we want to give people the kit experience.
That's right.
Is that right?
That's it. All right, so I'm just lubricating the shaft a little bit.
We did use rubber grease.
We did.
But that's a handy tip for people. And I strongly suggest that they also use rubber grease. Because otherwise they run the chance of overheating and wrecking their O-rings, and they'll never hold oil.
No, that's right.
Leaky diffs. Nobody wants a leaky diff. So I've got a little bit on my gizmo here, and I like to use gizmos around plastics because it doesn't gouge them.
You don't like gouging stuff?
And especially
soft.
especially the O-rings. Yeah.
It's like trying to share one small container of sauce, isn't it?
2 guys, 1 cup. Yeah? What?
What?
I'm not sure.
Don't know what you're talking about.
It's a bit awkward. You've made it awkward again.
I'm not feeling awkward at all. That's probably about right.
That's how we got into this situation to begin with.
All right, in that case, I'm going to pinch a bit off here.
Now, another place where we'll use the rubber grease is when we come to do the shocks.
The shocks? Oh, because of the O-rings inside of there.
And we'll see where they are in the instruction. We will follow the instruction, but as a rule, I generally like to do shocks as the last step.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, so these are slotted. So we're going to carefully drop
That
those
is
into...
molly grease.
It is, isn't it? It's definitely molly grease.
I can smell it. Can you smell it?
Can you? So you can see how it's got that slot right there. I see it easier there, I think. So just got to make sure that these will marry up like so.
There is a lot of play in this pin.
Like that. A lot of play in the pin. What do you mean? Which pin? Yeah, that'll be right, won't it? So what have you done there?
So usually I just press it in.
Do you do one at a time?
I do.
You don't drop them in like this?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. Try it. Because I like to time them up as I'm going and just layers upon layers of grease. So not a whole heap at once.
You're not making a croissant.
Well,
that's just dropped in. You don't like doing that?
I just like to marry it all up.
Well, I think mine's married. I'm just pushing it gently. There it is, it's in. What if I rotate it?
So then what I like to do is...
They are turning.
And that's why I like to work on the rubber mat, is I'll apply a little bit of pressure to the cross pin and spin it. And hopefully when it's all timed up...
Yeah.
I'll do it with my finger.
How much grease have you put in? Do you want to put a little bit of extra grease in the front one?
Well, it's only the shear effect that's not going to make any difference. No, I just want to put enough grease in there to protect the gears and lubricate it, because if we do have to add oil to it, it's going to be hard to clean out. And I don't actually know how it's going to mix with the diff oil.
Well, I wasn't intending of cleaning it. I was just going to squirt it in there and off we go. A bit like Blue Tack mix.
Yeah, well, usually it's actually weighed in on-road diffs. The current BD 12 uses about 1.4 grams.
Does it?
That's the sort of level where they build their diffs.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure how they do it at the track when you're changing your diff oil, but most people just do it once. And they'll have like 2 or 3 diffs set up with different oils in them. Because usually there's just a small window, so you might have like a 3,000 and a 5,000 diff.
Yep. All right, so we've got this stuff in there. Push that down. All right, so we're going to cap these off.
Yep.
Before we cap them off, we need to put in the... Oh, you're doing the gasket.
Yeah.
So you're using the rubber...
Is that how it goes on?
What's that?
The gasket.
Yeah.
And then the other one will go on top. I'm just doing it while my hands are dirty.
How about you put it on here? That'll actually locate them with the screw holes.
You reckon?
Yep. Because it's got the cutouts for it.
What
no?
cutouts?
Oh, it's an O-ring.
That's an O-ring, you banana.
Hang on.
It has both.
Well, in that case, the gasket's meant to go on there first. Because the O-ring goes on there.
Well, that's why I didn't know what you were... That's what... This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, hang on, let me get that out. All right.
There's one done.
So that goes over that.
Yeah.
All right.
That fits over that.
Yeah. And then this gaskety thing.
Yeah.
Oh, if you want to do that, I'll take this one.
I'm just putting a really thin lube of rubber grease on it. Lube.
Yep.
layer. Schmear.
So I'm going to drop that in here. So it's got those sort of square cutouts, so you know exactly how to
Position it.
Yep.
That is a big meaty O-ring for a diff.
Isn't it? I'm just going to be really gentle because it's very thin. It is a tight fit.
Tight like a toiga.
Don't want to tear that. Alright, so we're just seating it in, that's nice and thin.
That's why the lube helps. It's going to help it seal.
Yep.
So you just want to put it down nice and level. Oh, I've just torn it.
What? There we go, so that's done there. Alright, so you got your O-rings on. Okay, so our diff's greased up. It's got the big O-ring around the outside. We've got our gasket on.
Yep.
And then because of that, it's all just going to go in one way. It's going to guide itself together. Alright, and then we just squeeze it together.
And those 4 dowels actually hold the cross pins in.
That's right. Just quickly rotate that and make sure they're nice and free. Yes. There is a bit of resistance there. Feels right, doesn't it?
It'll be fine. It's just not tunable.
Hmm.
Because that's why we use fluid-filled diffs, because they're tunable.
Yes.
And we use different viscosity oils, different thickness oils, and we use that as a tuning tool. And the silicone oil we use isn't meant to change resistance in a window of operation. It does a bit. The top guys do go as far as warming their diff up before they hit the track.
Do they? How do they do that? They just hold one tire top
Usually
of it, or
just hold one rear wheel for about 10 seconds. You don't spin it fast. Just circulate it around and get a little bit of temp into it. Now what I've noticed racing 8 scale electric buggies, even in the 3S HR1, the centre diff gets immensely hot. And as your oil degrades, and it does degrade, that does also change the tuning.
Well, you imagine how hard that centre diff's working. Coming off jumps, landing on the rear tyres or the front tyres.
That's right.
It
gets an absolute thrashing.
Spins up. Yep.
Now this here is very small screws, Beach.
Right, and so you're being extra careful?
Being extra careful because A, you don't want to strip it, and B, I'm just going around and tightening it up very evenly.
I might start getting ready for the next step.
You don't want to over tighten it.
Doing the spur gear mount and the centre pulleys. So that's bag 4.
And the reason that they probably don't get oil in the first time that you aimed at the rookies is just to make it easier and not have leaking diffs if you get it wrong.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because there is a bit of a fine art, and they are easy, like you said, to damage a gasket or strip a screw in it, and you will have never-ending diff leaks.
Oh, here we go.
Do you know something that I can notice about this diff?
Been opened up.
Is it absolutely, it did have plastic gears, but it absolutely is engineered beautifully.
Isn't it? All right, so we've got a spur gear here. We've got our pulleys here with the spur gear adapter. So I'll chop this open. And we've got another suspension mount. Oh, screws going everywhere.
Is there a gear ratio chart in that book by any chance?
Gear ratio chart? I'm not sure.
I just want, coming now might be the time to put the right spur on it.
There is not.
There's not a gear ratio chart in there?
No.
I'll have to work it out.
Yep.
And that's as simple as dividing the centre pulley.
Now I'm trying to find the main shaft, which will probably be still in here because we sort of opened this up before.
Well, we did an unboxing, didn't we?
We did.
We had a forage around.
A looky see. What have we got in here?
I'm not sure.
There it is.
Is that the lay shaft?
Yes. There's a lay shaft bag with bearings and the screws.
Because we're going to actually build this with a 540 silver can.
Wow! Looking forward to that.
And that's somewhat unconventional.
It is, isn't it?
And that's on the back of the RO, the rookie off-road build that we did. And absolutely how much fun it was. I can't wait for you to try that car.
All right, so we need that. We need 3x5s, 4 screws to hold on the...
That will be it for that grease, I think.
Really? Hang on.
Look at that. No mess, no fuss.
Now
What have we got? What?
We've got the lay shaft.
Lay shaft.
And you need a 3x12, which is a super long one. That'll be this. Let's measure it up. Yes, that's it. There's your 3x12, the lay shaft.
Yes.
And then we've got to... You want to mount up this spur just for the moment?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll refine that later on.
Now look for this 3x5.
Spur gear retaining screws.
Yeah.
I've got them here.
Oh, have you?
They're in the...
Oh. They're in the...
I nearly cut myself then, you missed it. I nearly stabbed myself straight
Really?
in my middle finger.
You sound really proud about that.
Well, it's just a wake-up call. That's when you get...
Get our bearings.
That's when
Right,
you
let me
get
cut these
cocky and confident, isn't it?
Let me see if
When
I
you
can cut
think
these off
everything's
cleanly.
going okay, kapow!
Why has that got...
Are we ready? Got some belts.
I'm trying to work out if that little extension on this pulley is intentional.
Which one?
There's a little round mark here.
Definitely not.
You don't reckon? I might orientate it.
.48 pitch 86.
Do you want me to sand these down or just leave it?
Which ones?
Just the edge, the little daggy bit. I'm trying to trim it off with a knife, eh? I'm a bit blind at the moment.
Are you? You can put your Optrix, your 9 steps mag visor on.
Can I?
That dag's meant to be there.
This one?
This one? This one here is definitely moulded in. That's
yeah.
not.
Well, this one's moulded in too, so that must be an alignment. Help you align it, yeah?
I would say that that is.
Help you key it together?
I can't confirm nor deny.
We'll work it out. It'll come to us. Let's
What
wait
does
until
it
we
say
get
in
to
the book? Have you read the book?
The book says...
It does key it. It does line up when you do that.
Where's the key together?
Can I screw the spur gear on? Is that something I can do?
Yeah, screw a spur
I'd
gear on
like to
it.
do that. Can we do that?
Yep. Doesn't actually tell you what the meaning is between those. I reckon it's for keying. What do you reckon?
I can't see through my holes.
Excuse me? They're located?
These, I think this system is very BD9 rear mount.
Is it?
And I like it. I'm so looking forward to playing with this car.
What do you mean? We're playing with it already. Alright, so we're going to get belts. I've got the belts already here. How about I put those on the chassis already? And I'll start the next steps.
You can put the diff springs in.
So the diff springs, do you want me to do greasages?
Yeah.
Where do you grease it? Okay, so the diff
Just in the
springs
hole, just
actually
put a
go into
smear.
these little holes here.
You can just use the rubber grease if you want. It's not critical. It's not a lubricating. Just put your finger and smear it in there. And then put this.
How come we got one of them?
What's that?
A shim.
Is that for the shim for here? That'll be for the lay shaft shim.
Oh, it is too. Ah, there you go. I was getting worried there.
Don't get worried.
All right, so these are little tiny springs, and they're going to be holding these little ball bearings, which lock onto the cams for the diffs.
These spur gear screws, you have to be so careful. It's such a small thread.
Are they?
Yeah.
Super fine.
Super fine. What's it? M2, isn't it?
Probably. All right, so these springs.
So
these
where is
springs
my
here.
keyway dunga?
Your what?
The keyway.
What is this rubber grease made out of?
100% fresh rubbers.
What?
I'm not sure.
You got something that I can poke into there so I can use it on the balls?
What you want is
Like an Allen key or something? Oh, a dongle thing.
No, you don't want to grab that. You never want to grab a ball with pliers or tweezers because that is your first.
So do it like this?
Yeah.
So I've got the ball attached here now.
That's right.
Oh, it's fallen off. All right, so I stick it in there, right?
Yeah. That's right.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay, now we're doing this, not to lubricate it, but just to keep it in place, right?
That's exactly right.
Because these tend to run away when you're trying to adjust your diffs, like change the tension.
You know what I need? I need a paint marker.
Do you?
Have you got a Molotov paint marker?
No idea.
Because we got our diff adjusters now.
Oh, and you want to mark it so it's easy to see.
Mark it so we can see which ways are up and down.
Yep. We might have a different pen over there somewhere.
Oh,
actually, Molotov. We did have a Molotov pen here, didn't we?
Molotov's.
Is that your go-to?
Well, just because it's a nice, strong. Let me have a look. Nan! All
right, so that's on.
Have you had BJ's Nan!
Now I'm just going to wipe off a little bit of the excess because I don't want too much of this grease hanging around because it will just attract dust if it ends up on the outside.
A black Gundam marker probably won't do it, Nan.
A black one? That's stealth. That's ninja style. I mean, no one will see that, even the ninja.
I might save that for Ron.
All right, so they're in.
I'll do that, Ron.
So I think you can actually see them reflecting now. You can see those here. They're on each end. Okay, so they're going to lock on. How's that feeling?
Feels beautiful. These are beautiful bearings.
Okay, so
Japanese quality bearings.
Where do I drop them in? So it says mount the diff up high. So we're looking at the back or the front? We're looking at the back. So the back is mounted up high. How about the front? The front is also mounted up high.
It's probably going to, I imagine it's got fairly soft suspension. I imagine it's probably going to be exactly where we want it.
So they've got little lines here that are molded in.
Yeah, they've got lines. That's what I usually like to mark because it gives you a reference point.
Ah, okay.
And you can use it too. So you put all the little lines at the bottom and that's mounting the diff high.
That's right.
There's actually no low adjustments on this, as opposed to the BD12, BD10, BD11. There's only...
Okay, so they're in. You can see how they're spring-loaded. They're just... So that's the ball bearing getting pushed into the cam adjuster.
The cam.
Oh, hang on, I've got them in the wrong spot.
Oh, don't start. I've only given you one thing to do.
I've got that one in the right spot? No, that's right. Oh, that would have been a bit warped, wouldn't it?
I'm doing the old reach across.
Would have given some pretty funky sounds. Now, I've put that in there without the belt.
That's a mistake.
So what I've got to do is actually pull this out and put the belt in there now.
And be careful of the balls. This is when...
No, the balls are still there.
Yep.
You can see them.
But usually when you've stripped the belt at the track or something, you're not thinking about those little balls and you flick your diff out or your spool.
And then you cry.
Right, I just see them roll away into
the distance. All right, so there's that one. Make sure that's in right.
I am not licensed to be taking flashing off of...
Didn't you take that course?
No.
All right, so I'm just making sure the cam is in the right setting. All right, so that's in. We can screw that in now. Now you've got different caps, right?
Yep.
So we're doing the front. So what's the front cap look like? Is that the front cap?
I think they're both the same cap.
Are they?
Yeah.
They look the same.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. Okay. But that's his bulkhead cap rear. 302C. And 302C, well, exactly the same. You're right. Okay, so these go over here.
And they're 3x10s.
Hang about.
Hang on.
Make sure the belt's on right.
Good old bando belts.
This is moved.
You can do it loose. You can put the caps on, leave
Do
the
it loose
screws
and then readjust it?
Yeah, because they click. They actually click, they ratchet into place.
Oh, okay. There you go. Okay, that's in.
So as long as you have the
3x10s.
As long as you have the right orientation, pull it down square. So usually just pull it down square, then undo it in 2 turns, then you can adjust it.
Right.
Yeah?
There's one in.
Is there 3x12s here too?
3x12 was the one for here. The
I
lay shaft.
haven't done that one yet because I haven't seen 3x12 is here. So where's the lay shaft here? So it goes to the, we should probably use Loctite on that as well. Yeah?
Yep. Okay, I'm just leaving these really loose, right? Okay, let's just get these together first.
Show the world what you got.
Oh, hang on.
What?
Did I put that the right way around?
You can put it left and right.
That's right, isn't it?
Is that it there? That said it's wrong.
Is it the front? That's wrong, isn't it? There you go. Lucky thing I did these loose.
No, because the rear...
The rear will come down the centre.
Yep.
Yep.
Slowly catch a monkey.
What happens if you catch it fast? The monkey screams.
He doesn't like it one bit. Bubbles.
Bites your hand and then runs off.
Bubbles the monkey.
Why Bubbles?
Not sure. That's what Michael called his monkey. No?
There's no doubt about that. He did call it. He did call it Bubbles, and Bubbles is still alive apparently.
Are you in the Bubbles fan club?
No, I just heard.
From your mates?
I should have known that because it's got the slot here.
Joe Exotic?
Hey?
I'm just naming famous people with animals.
Really?
No?
Who was the last one?
Joe Exotic.
Who's Joe Exotic?
Tiger King.
Oh, is he? Oh, I have
Oh,
not
my
watched the Tiger King.
Oh.
Is that worth a watch?
It depends how much you value your time.
I value it quite a bit.
Probably not then. Depends if you just want to be entertained, but we'll...
Does it definitely entertain?
I'm not here to promote... No.
You were entertained at the time? What am I doing here?
I did have
Don't know
entertaining
what I'm doing here.
qualities.
I'm confusing myself. What am I doing? Probably help if I had a driver. So this one's going to be totally out of whack, right? We're going to check this later. Because I flipped it over and I haven't looked at the cams.
At the donors, as long as the balls are there, we'll be right.
Yeah, they're there. Oh, there we go. It's right now.
We don't do belt tension now anyway. Just put it in a safe spot.
All right, so they...
You can do the belt tension in a minute.
All right, so we're going to do the lay shaft now.
Yep.
Okay, the lay shaft gets screwed on this end with the big long.
Big long dunger.
Yep. Through at 12. Well, that's for me. It's got Loctite on it.
Yeah.
So it's got some flats here. Does this come with a spanner?
A spanner?
There we go.
Well.
That's tight. All right, now we've got a bearing. You doing all that? Okay, there is our spur gear. So it only goes on one way, yeah?
Yeah, so the thick side, see the thick lip,
The thick lip?
is facing like out.
Facing out, is it? Okay.
Yep, it's on the outer side.
So this goes in like this. This one goes like this.
Look at you go. When was the last time you built a touring car?
A long time ago. Is there a trick to this?
What's that?
Should I have made these all loose?
Should be okay.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Because that's all come off now. It's a bit tricky, isn't it?
Don't go quiet on me.
Because it feels like the spur gear is too big for me to do this.
Because you've got to take the lay shaft off because it's got to go in the hole. Because they've given a nice big,
A huge spur gear.
huge spur gear to
For
run
modified.
That's why I did mention before if we had a gearing chart I would have put an appropriate spur gear on it, but we
Okay.
can do that later.
Alright, so I see. Alright, so we're mounting the lead shaft on first.
Yep.
Putting these thingers on. Which means I should be able to...
How's that feel?
Feels alright.
Does it sit in the hole nice?
Yep.
Everything lined up?
I think so. Hang him out, hang him out. What's in there, yeah?
Feels like a 10.
Oh, actually, that keys. I didn't realise. The lay shaft actually keys into the motor mount. Okay, so there we go. We've got a centrally mounted spur gear, equal length belts, front and rear. We haven't got the tensions worked out properly yet.
Oh, I'm under tension.
You're under tension.
Yeah, and you got to put this on.
What's that? Oh, this end. Oh, that locks it into place, right? You got Loctite on that?
Nah, because we've got to change the
Oh, you're
spur.
going to take it off later. All right, so let's just make sure we center that shim onto the shaft.
You got it?
I think so.
And then with somewhere the front rear block's got to go on. I don't know if we've missed a step.
Have we?
I've got 2 screws in the rear front block.
The rear front block goes on now.
Does it?
FR goes on now.
Does it go over the belt? That's why.
Oh, it does.
That's why.
Oh.
Goes on there. See, these are clever cookies. Yokomo have built cars before.
They have.
But I'm a little bit concerned that is so loose, Beige.
What?
That should not be that loose.
Want to make sure we're on the shift.
It's on backwards.
What's on backwards? What do you mean?
The cap.
No, the cap's on backwards.
Cap's on backwards, my friend.
Which cap?
You've made an absolute dog's breakfast of this.
No wonder it wouldn't fit. It'll look more streamlined that way.
Oh, it does, but how are you going to bolt the shock tower on?
Well, I guess we do that
all right.
next time.
This is just part of it.
Oh, there you go.
Because being that loose, the balls run the risk of...
Jumping around and bouncing around on the ground and never found again.
And I would have had to get Master Joe to pull apart his favourite pen for me, or lighter.
It's not like he hasn't done that before.
Oh, look, see, look now, it just clicks together.
Oh, no wonder. See? It helps when the bit's going the right way.
So, what I'm doing now is I'm just pulling it down. Just to snug, not tight.
We still got to adjust those, don't we? Those cams.
I'm making sure but they're not out 180, so that's fine. So what I'm going to do, because you use the clickers.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you don't do it up too tight, you can't use the clickers.
Right.
So then I'll go 2 turns, so 1, 2,
Yep.
and so on all around.
And then it'll be enough movement for it to go clickety click.
Yeah,
Okay.
Should be. And you can just usually get one of your drivers
And just
you
flick it
can
around.
just click it until it feels. Now, because there's no top deck or anything, it's not going to be right. But we'll just get it to a central point.
Yeah.
So
Well, the manual says a central point, highest central point.
So
And then we'll adjust the tension later, yes.
This one here's too loose, it's trying to fight me. So I just do it up a little bit.
Because you want just a little bit of that spring tension,
Because
right?
I want it to click into the indent.
Yep. Yep.
And then we'll go,
And then you're going to tighten it up.
yeah.
Okay. Well, that's the transmission done. What do you
How
think?
good's that?
So that's just on an hour of doing that.
So I would say that would be a good place to end episode 1.
I think so.
We've done quite a bit. We can get it, we can do zoomy in a minute. Get this rear one done as well.
It's looking right, isn't it?
Because the last thing you want, at least if we got a central starting point, you know what I mean?
Yes.
No, it's not going to be right for what we need. I know that the belts are going to be wrong, because you never do the belts really until the top deck's on.
Yep.
But we'll come over here. At least we know we're building the car.
You want to put this on as well to finish it off?
Yeah, we'll put that one on.
So it's 3x8.
Before we start another bag,
Yep.
I'll be... Because the next bag is my favourite, I think.
Is it?
I reckon it will be. So it'll give me an excuse to do some of it off camera. Turnbuckles, is that right?
It is
Is that
turnbuckles.
is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, rather than
And not that they're tedious, but I just don't want the viewers at home to have to sit through it.
and just watch us.
Or for the video editing team
Yes.
to be wondering what we're doing and why we're not making anything entertaining.
Yes. Wow. Well, there you go. It's perfect, isn't it? So we've got one block left and we've got 2 screws left.
So far, I think we've done all right.
I think so.
Now, I'm just, like I said, these are not final tensions. I just want to build the car square and straight. So when I do come to rebuild it later, I know that I can just go my 2 turns and click, 2 turns and click.
Okay. All right, there we go. So we got this sucker here.
And
Let's
that
clean this
goes
off.
over the belt. And that is also BD9.
Is it?
So Yokomo asked us a long time ago, didn't they? They said, what can we do to get people in? And we said, we would really want you to make us a car for that's not just for the elite.
That's right. So
And the Master Speed series, the
Yes.
BD12,
Yes.
is an extremely exquisite piece of engineering masterpiece,
very-
let's be honest.
Yeah,
But
very
for-
high precision.
For new builders and first timers, they can be intimidating, daunting, you know what I mean, and hard to get right.
Yes.
And these cars, when they're not 100% right, are almost impossible to drive.
That's right.
So they've absolutely listened to us and given us the best of the current generation.
There you go. So we've got a lot of the chassis done,
And that's
haven't we?
what
The
so
transmission.
we'll put that shim in there. Look at the engineering. And they've got a beautiful amount of free play.
Yeah,
of
you need a bit,
tolerance.
right?
You need a little bit because that's going to get hot and things are going to expand.
Yes.
Last thing we want to do is start crushing bearings.
Yes.
We're not going to be asking a lot of it with our 540 silver can, but nonetheless, we want it to be reliable, robust and fast.
Wow.
Look at that.
Wow. Feels good, doesn't it?
You have built 20%, 30%
I don't know. I'll be hoping for 10%.
of the car.
Nice. There we
Done
go.
Good.
All right, so
Fantastic,
that's steps.
guys.
What's that? Up to bag 4.
Bag 4.
So we're going to continue on with bag 5 in part 2 of the RS1 build from Yokomo.
So I am Brett from Hearns and this is BJ. Thanks for watching and join us on episode 2 as we continue the build on the Team Yokomo RS1.0.
See you in the next one.